It's your open source advocate, and I'm back with another video. Today I wanted to talk about actionable notifications. So whenever you actually have Home Assistant set up and you're using it on your mobile device, one of the best things about that is you can actually generate notifications to go to your device. And I think I've shown this in some other videos, but if not, we'll get there. But I want to introduce it today fully and kind of show you how to set those up and what you can do with them. And they've really improved this recently so that setting up for iOS or Android is really the same process. It used to have a little bit more setup on the iOS side. It does still look like from the documentation there are more options on the iOS side, but I think Android will catch up pretty quickly, so hold out for that if you're Android users. I do have an iOS device today though that we're going to test with. So inside of Home Assistant, we're going to jump over to our notification or our automations in order to kind of set this up. And one thing you want to make sure you have set up first is that you have your iOS device assigned to a person. So we'll get into all this setup and we'll get into how to do that in just a second. First, I want to say thank you so much to all my patrons over at Patreon. I truly appreciate your support, and all of my subscribers at YouTube. I really appreciate everything you guys do by watching my videos every week and giving me those thumbs up. If you haven't already, click the thumbs up button. Click subscribe, click the little bell icon so you'll get notified when I put out new videos. And then if you really want to support me, jump over to Patreon and pledge a little bit of money every month. That just helps me keep this going. It helps me get these videos going. It helps me do giveaways like I'm doing here in a few days. And it just keeps things moving for me, and it just encourages me so much, and I appreciate it. I love doing this for you guys. I hope you get a lot out of it. Let's get on with the video. Okay, so first thing you want to do is go over to configuration and just make sure that you have a device set up for your user. So you can scroll down to people, and then here you see I've got several people, but for me I'm just going to click, and you'll see right here that I've got two devices actually with the app on it, and they're set up for me as a user. But any user you want to have a device assigned to in your system that you want to be able to get notifications, make sure they've got a device assigned. And then at least with iOS, make sure before you even set up that device, save yourself some headaches and go into their settings, into the general section, about, and then touch the name of the iPhone. But because it's probably just iPhone by default, it might be like iPhone SE or something like that, but it's a generic name. Rename it to, like, you know, whoever's phone it is, because that will help separate it inside of Home Assistant and make the notifications work much more smoothly. It took me a while to work that out because I had added my mother and my mother-in-law, and both of their phones are called iPhone, and neither one of them would get notifications for some reason. So I've renamed everybody's iPhones in here just to make it easier for Home Assistant to give those notifications. So make sure you've done this and that you've used this little area down here to assign a device to a person. And once you've got that, then you're able to send notifications to a specific person or to everybody, and we'll jump into how to do that right now. So next, you're going to go to configuration. You're going to go down here to automations. So I'll show you an automation that I have, or a couple of automations I have set up. So one thing is my office AC is just a window unit AC that I use a smart plug to control the on and off. I don't have a temperature sensor yet, but I'm getting ready to build one. I'm excited about that. But I don't have one yet that really controls this, so I just kind of turn it on during the day when I'm in here, and then sometimes I leave it running because I have computer equipment in here and it's really hot where I live. You know, it gets up around 110, 115 degrees all day long, even late into the night. You know, it'll be over 100 degrees, so I'll leave it running. But about 9 o'clock, I like to know that it's still running so I can turn it off, because I do want to turn it off and save some electricity. So I have this thing called iOS turn off AC off. Basically, this one's off, but then I have this one down here called notify if AC is still on. And here you'll see I have notify if alarm's not set by 8:30. So basically this notifies my wife whenever we have to be away from the house, which in the pandemic hasn't been a lot, but we've had to go to a couple of things for my dad for medical reasons out of town, and it leaves her mom and my mom here by themselves. And we wanted to make sure that they got the alarm set in the evening like they're supposed to. So this thing would notify her by 8:30 if they hadn't set it, so she could call them and say, hey, why have you not set the alarm yet, and kind of remind them. She can also set it from here. I can turn off the AC from this one. And then I have one that's set up for my dad where I set up a Shelly button for him. He can't see, he's blind. He's 87. He does a lot of things on his own. He is very much a person who can do things on his own still. But sometimes he does need help. He'll drop something and he can't find it, you know, things like that. So he'll need to call for help. And he had this little horn that he would use. And one day he fell, but he was able to reach and grab the horn. And he was blowing it. Well, it sounded like a cat dying, and we hadn't heard this thing in years, so we didn't even remember what it was. And when we heard it, we weren't sure what the noise was, and finally it dawned on us that it was him. So that kind of freaked me out. So I set him up a button where he just presses the button and it sends us a notification to everybody's phone that, hey, Dad needs help, and we go in there. And you know, it's a really great system. My mother-in-law was in 350 miles away from here for a couple of weeks, and he pushed it one night, and we went in there, but she went ahead and called us to tell us, hey, I got this notification, have you checked on him, just to make sure he was okay. So it works really well. So notifications are a super useful tool inside of Home Assistant for so many things, and I'm sure you can come up with 100 other reasons to do it, but I'm going to walk you through how I set up the AC stuff. So we're going to go down here on the right, we're going to click create a new automation. We're just going to click into a blank one and we'll give it a name. I'm going to call this turn off AC now, or actually notify, so we'll just call it notify. So I try to give it a name so I know kind of what it does when I'm looking at it. You can give it a longer description if you want to, but it's not necessary. Now for the first trigger, I want this to be that my device is still on at a certain time. So I'm going to say state, I'm going to say time. Actually, I need to set this as a time trigger. So at a time, and it's a fixed time. Now you can set up other types of times. You can check documentation for how to do it. I'm just going to set this, and I just need to look at the current time actually to make sure I get it right. It's 11:07, so let's just say I might have this done by 11:12 a.m. here. And that's it. So 11:12 a.m. my time. Conditions. So I'm going to set a condition here that my device, which is my office AC, actually I'm going to set it as a state. So we'll set the state of the device is on, and this is AC unit. Should be here somewhere. There it is. So the AC unit. No, that's the switch AC unit. Yeah, that's right. That's what I want. And the state is on. So we're going to do a little on here. So I'm sorry it takes me a second to kind of remember what to do here, but state, pick the switch that you want, and it's in the on state. So we've got a time, so at 11:12 a.m. if this thing is on, I want it to do something. So in this case, I want it to send me a notification. The way you do this is you say call service, and the service is notify. And you'll notice as you type, you get these options, and you can see I could notify just me. If I want to send it to everybody, I can type in notify.notify, and that's to send a notification to everyone with notify options. So if they have a device and it's set up for them, they'll get it. In this case, I just want it to go to me. I don't want it to bother everybody else. So I'm going to click on just my iPhone, and it's going to send me this notification, and then you see here you get some more options. So the message I want is office AC unit is still running, and then you can give it a title. So if you want to make a little shorter title, you can just say office AC on, something simple. The target I'm not using yet, but we're going to do data. So I'm going to say data. Actually, we'll just start with this. Start with this message and title. We're just going to say let's just make sure we get the notification. So I'm going to save that. Okay. Now I'm going to go up here, and we can actually just run a test to make sure we get the notification. So let me record my phone screen here. Yes, it is running, and I'm going to click the button, and you see I get the notification, and if I tap, it doesn't really do anything, but I can swipe down to get rid of it. And that's really an iOS notification. So if you just need something to give you a notification, there you go, you're done. Notification came, I got it, and I can dismiss it. That's what I do with the one like where my dad pushes the button. It's just a notification to tell us he needs help. There's nothing else to do. There's no other action to take. It really just does exactly what we said. So the next thing we want to do is actually take an action. So I get the notification, great, but now I want to actually be able to turn off the air conditioner from my phone, from the notification. So I'm going to go down here to the data section. I'm going to check that little box, and over here we're going to have to write a little bit of YAML code, but it's not that bad. So we're going to type in actions with an S and then colon. We're going to hit a return and hit 2 spaces and then a hyphen and then space and then action without the S. And I'm going to give this a name. So this name needs to be something unique, because it's going to be a name that you reference to actually call the action here in a minute. So make sure you make this kind of unique. I'm going to call this office, let's see, office unit off. And make sure you check your spelling and your capitalization, because that will matter. We're going to go out here and we're going to put title right under action. And this is really what you want to show up on the button. So I'm going to say turn off AC. So this is my action This is what's going to show up under the button. Everything should work like this. I'm going to go ahead and save it, and we'll test it. So it's probably about to go off on its own, but we're going to start recording, and I'm going to move up, and we are recording the screen, and I'm going to send that notification, and it's there. Now if I tap and hold, you see I get that little button below it that says turn off AC. Now if I tap it, it's not going to do anything yet because that action doesn't have anything to say, hey, I did something. So there's my actual timed notification. Again, I can tap and hold it. I can tap on turn off AC. So we'll change that time here in a minute so it goes off again for us. But it did work on the timer, which is what we want. Now, of course, I wouldn't set it at 11:12 a.m. That's when I want the thing to be running. But for our purposes, it works, which is great. So we set this up and we've got a button that creates an action. So the cool thing is, used to you had to go from Home Assistant and go now set up another automation that this thing called to turn off the AC. But in this case, we don't have to do that anymore. We can add another action. So we're going to add an action. We're going to go down here and we're going to set a wait for trigger. So right here, we're going to tell the system, okay, now we're going to wait for this trigger. So this button, so this action happens, and then we say, okay, now wait for a trigger, which would be us touching this button. Now, it has a timeout. I would suggest that you set that. If you haven't done it within about 30 seconds, move on. Basically, this keeps your system from getting locked up. So I'm going to hit 60. I can always open up Home Assistant and close, turn off the air conditioning unit if I need to, if I don't see it right away. So you can set this for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, but this is in seconds. And then you're going to say continue on timeout, which means the system just keeps running afterwards. Now we're going to add our trigger, and we're going to say, okay, we get this event. The event type is, in our case, iOS.notification action fired, and on the event data, we're going to put action name with a capital N for name, colon. And it's going to be this name that we gave it right up here. So we can just copy that to make sure we get it correct. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it right there so it's exactly the same. And if you only want this to be something that a certain user can do, so you may be sending the notification to everybody, but only one user can take this action, you could pick that here. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. Just send it to the person you want to be able to do whatever it is they're going to do with it. But maybe there's reasons for that you might think of. And then we're going to say now, add an action. So once that happens, what do I want? I want a device. That device is the AC unit in the office, and I want it to turn off. So I'm going to save this. Now I'm going to go back up here to my time because we expired my time a while ago. And we're just going to change this to another minute here. And we'll change this to 11:17. That should give me time to save and get the phone into a recording state. Okay, we're going to use that. I'm going to give it a few seconds here and then I'll start recording the screen. That way I don't have to cut down so much of the recording. There it is. Now I'm just going to tap and hold, and you'll see I get the turn off AC. I hit it. Now I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but the AC did turn off. Now it's really hot, so I'm going to jump back over here and turn it right back on because it's too hot to not have it running. I apologize if that creates a lot of noise in the background. I hope that it doesn't with the mic set up the way it is. But there you go. We've created an actionable notification, which is really great when you think about all the things that you could do in your house to kind of double check, triple check what's going on with your smart home. I think actionable notifications are an amazing feature. I'm super excited about it. I hope that you will be too. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, tell your friends about it so they can come along on the journey with us, and I'll talk to you next time.